Good morning, everyone. Good morning, world. Good morning, and welcome to Upypu with Ezinne. Yes, the show that celebrates and empowers women and making a difference in our world. Welcome. How you all doing? I trust everyone is keeping up with life somehow. Yes. So today, in honor of World Environmental Day or World Environment Day, which is coming up on June 5th, we have a special episode focusing on women in environmental leadership. Our theme for today is basically going to be our land, our future. Yes, please. As you come in, type that in the stream. Our land, our future. Is Up You with Ezinne still your favorite female centric show? And I'm here to keep you company as usual. So let's do this, my beautiful people. Finding self, finding purpose. My name, as always, is Ezinne Kufrekanem, and I'm your host. As always, I am super thrilled to have you join me on today's episode. The topic is Women in Environmental Leadership, the impact of the 1 Million Tree Initiative. What is World Environment Day celebration all about? You might be wondering. Seems the world celebrates everything these days. But this one, I assure you, is a worthy cause. World Environmental Day is celebrated annually June 5th. It is the United Nations principal vehicle for encouraging awareness and action for the protection of our environment. Established in 1972 during the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment in Stockholm, the day has since grown into a global platform for public outreach, with participation from over 150 countries in the world. Each year, World Environment Day is hosted by a different country with a specific theme that addresses pressing environmental issues. This year, the theme is Our Land, Our Future, focusing on sustainable land management and combating desertification. You know, that big word that you never thought would come near you, but is just there right now, encroaching on us, desertification. Yes, so that's where we are at. Look at how long it's taking to get us here. 150, no, since 1972. And then we still just have only 150 countries in it. But well, they say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 million trees. Okay. Be kind to follow us on all our social media platforms at Upypu with Ezinne on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, X. We'd love to connect with you and keep the conversation going long after this live episode has ended. Please be kind and share the stream. Is one way you help our ministry so we can continue to serve you better. Remember, the topic is Women in Environmental Leadership, the impact of the 1 Million Tree Initiative. May I remind you that all episodes of Upypu with Ezinne are now on our YouTube and podcast channels at Upypu with Ezinne. Be sure to follow us and don't you miss a thing. Welcome, everyone. Please settle in because I have a very special announcement to make this morning before we get on the show proper. Media, are you ready? My announcement. I'm waiting for you, media. Are you ready? Let's make our big announcement. Now is the time to identify truth of the best of you. Finding purpose by juggling life. Of you empowers you with hope and inspiration. Yes. It's time to announce the Upypu Women Conference 2.0. We are back, bigger and better, happening August 31st, 2024 at the prestigious Ebony Live Place in Victoria Island, Lagos. And the theme this year is Through the Fire, Triumphing in Adversity. I'll say that again. Through the Fire, Triumphing in Adversity. Come one, come all. I do not know that woman that doesn't have any challenge. I don't know that one that is not going through something. But you know, the thing is, at this conference, we have brought together a faculty. Oh my goodness, you'll be envious of our faculty. A faculty that is going to teach you and hold you and give you strategies to survive, to thrive, to triumph through any and everything because they've done it. They've seen it, they lived it, and they're thriving. I could go on and on and on, but please, for further details, go to www.upypuconferences.com and acquaint yourself with what's going to happen in Lagos, Nigeria on August 31st, 2024. And guess what? Is a what? A physical as well as a virtual conference. So go register for what you want, physical or virtual. We got you. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, media, for that. So if you're just joining us, this is Up You with Ezinne. The topic on the banner is Women in Environmental Leadership, the impact of the 1 Million Tree Initiative. It's time to bring up our guests. Nah, is this a coincidence or what? Okay. Our guest today is Josfyn, a humanitarian journalist and environmentalist who co-founded the 1 Million Tree Initiative. This NGO addresses desertification and climate change by planting trees in communities and schools across Nigeria. Josfyn's journey in environmental preservation began long before the 1 Million Tree Initiative. Back in 1996, Josfyn and her brothers founded EcoCops, an organization dedicated to monitoring and regulating companies' environmental practices. They advocated for proper waste management to protect public health and the environment. Although Josfyn later pursued journalism to tell impactful stories, her passion for saving the ecosystem never waned. During COVID-19 pandemic, the 1 Million Tree Initiative was born, reviving Josfyn's dream of environmental preservation. She leveraged her platform in environmental journalism to raise awareness on critical issues like climate change, climate justice, and advocacy. Climate change continues to impact our ecosystem with severe weather, rising sea levels, and health challenges due to extreme temperatures. The consequences are there if we don't act urgently. Tree planting remains a vital method to combat desertification and reforest our planet. Trees filter air, prevent erosion, provide fresh water, and create habitats for countless species. They also serve as windbreakers and insulate homes, reducing heat. In commemoration of the 2024 World Environmental Day on June 5th, the 1 Million Tree Initiative, in partnership with several stakeholders, uh, will conduct a tree planting drive at Omole Housing Estate Phase 1 Ikeja. And this event follows several successful projects in collaboration with the Rotary Club of Lekki Phase 1. Josfyn and her team hope that in the next 10 years, Nigerians will learn to connect, conserve, plant, and care for trees in their communities. I'll read that again because it's quite important. Josfyn and her team hope that in the next 10 years, Nigerians will learn to connect, conserve, plant, and care for trees in their communities. They aim to build a solid foundation for enhanced adaptation and mitigation capacity to combat climate change. Join us in celebrating World Environment Day and be part of change. Remember, it's our land, our future. Dear everyone, world over, please join me to welcome my guest today, Josfyn Oba. Good morning, Josfyn. How come you're wearing red glasses like me?
Good morning, Ezinne. I think this is sheer coincidence because I
Oh,
didn't know that you were going to wear yours. This is
oh wow.
what I've always worn. Mine is a medicated glasses,
Mhm.
and that's where that's how I roll. I don't know about you, but that's how I roll.
Oh well, I shall say nothing about mine, other than the fact that I just love the color red. And so today I wasn't feeling like I was popping, so I popped it on so it can pop me up. And so it's
Yeah.
actually very nice to have you come on and you're wearing the same kind of eyepiece. I hope we find some other things that we share in common. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. But it's nice to be on the show again. Let me remind you that this is exactly 1 year I was on this program, and
Yes.
I can't thank you enough for having me again.
No, honestly, it's amazing. When I scheduled it, I'm like, oh wow, this is 1 year, and how time flies. And you
Yeah,
just get so into everything that you don't even realize that time is ticking by. 1 year
yeah,
already,
sure.
and you're on another mission. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Well done, well
yeah.
done, well
Thank
done.
you so much. Thank you,
It's
and good
always a
morning,
pleasure.
listeners.
It's always
It
a
is a
pleasure to
pleasure
have you
being
on the
here.
show. Yes, 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 yes.
It's good to be
Well,
here.
yes, thank you. Welcome, everyone. And as you come in, please like the stream and share the stream. And then let's get as many people in here as possible to listen. I thank Josephine for reminding me that it's exactly 1 year she was on the show prior. And so we're going to drill and grill her on the progress she's made so far. So, women, you see, it's not just about showcasing you, it's about also asking you, so what have you done since the last showcase? So it's interesting. Are you ready, Josephine?
Yeah, I'm very ready. I'm very ready. I'm
Okay,
very ready.
great. Can you start all over again by sharing the story behind the inception of the 1 Million Tree Initiative and what inspired you to co found it?
Yeah, thank you for having me again. And listeners is here again with you. And I can tell you that all of this boils down to passion. It boils down to passion. And if you're passionate about what you are doing, yeah, if you're passionate about what you are doing, you will you will do everything possible to see that you drive it to a very logical and successful end. And so that is what is driving us in the 1 Million Tree Initiative. When we started, we didn't just start with the idea of 1 million tree initiative. It started long before then, and it's all about taking care of the environment, environmental preservation, and then protecting the environment. I started long ago, around 1996 to be precise. My brothers and I, as at that time, I don't think Nigerians had woken up to the fact that there were consequences of climate change, or that global warming has any effect on the environment. But then our idea was to regulate and supervise some companies, especially as at that time, there were very many industries in Lagos. And what we did was to supervise how they were channeling their waste. We were not very comfortable with how they were channeling their waste into the gutters, because it was posing environmental dangers both to human health and to the environment. So what we did was to set up an organization we called Eco Corps. And at that time, we were going from company to company, going to seek for ways actually to help them put their waste in proper channels. And that was how it all started. But like I always say, Ezinne, some of these things, some ideas come and they go. It's not as if the ideas are not viable. They go into incubation. And so that was what happened to EcoCops, because you wonder, so since 1996, where is EcoCops? It didn't die. He just got incubated. Some ideas get incubated not because they couldn't strive or they can't strive, but sometimes you need to actually let them be, either because you, the driver, is not yet matured to handle the challenges that come with it, or they are not just yet ready to come on. So that was what happened to Eco Corps. And so I went on to pursue, I won't say dreams, I don't pursue dreams, I pursue my aspirations. So I went on to pursue another aspiration, which is journalism. And I can't thank God enough for taking that part, because it's a tool that you leverage on to tell impactful stories. You leverage on journalism as a tool to um, to make positive impact on humanity. And so I used that until exactly 2020, when the world was literally, ebbing away. That was when COVID came in, and even it, I think it was difficult for birds to fly. Everything went under, and so we also went into our shells, and then there wasn't much happening. But at some point, that same idea came up again, you know, and it looks like, oh, this has popped up again. Very good. Now we took on it. And at that time, I tell you that the impacts of climate change and global warming have become so intense. If you don't talk about it, then you are not talking about anything realistic. So that was how we took on it. And ever since, we started driving it. So, and passion is what has kept on so far. Because if you're passionate about what you're doing, you put in your strength, you put in your soul, you put in your everything. And so that is what we have given it. And it's been quite good. It's been quite challenging, quite fulfilling, and I must tell you that the awareness has taken a different turn. And I want to thank the media and my colleagues for making this happen. Thank you, Ezinne.
Thank you very much. That was really pretty detailed. Thank you. You know, when you were speaking, I just kept saying to myself, reset, reset. You see that year 2020, the COVID pandemic era, it was the era of reset for
Uh,
everything, for the world, for
yeah,
the environment, for us humans, even the birds and the animals. Everybody had a
yeah,
reset. So I
yeah.
am really not surprised that you decided to go into your incubator and pull out something that you had started, you know. You know, I was privileged to be amongst the few that were going around during the lockdown in 2020. I
Yeah.
had some emergency on my hands, so that afforded me opportunity to be going about when every other person was locked up in their homes. And I was always appreciating the beauty of Lagos. There was no traffic, vehicular or human. Everywhere was just open. You could just raise your eyes and see for miles and miles and miles, you know. And then sometimes when I got the opportunity to watch television, I saw what was happening in other climes. People were reporting in China, for instance, that their streams in the
Ezinne,
country.
the world literally stopped.
Exactly.
The
They were
world
reporting that
literally stopped. Yeah.
bodies of water being flooded in China also benefited from the fact that the world stopped. And
Yeah.
so I actually doff my hat for this your initiative because you
Thank
know
you.
you are just I think the last time we were here, your brother said, well, I just assume he's your brother because he has the same surname with you. He said
Okay.
that
Yeah.
it is only humans who destroy their own home.
Sure, sure, sure. Let me tell you, it's so shocking that Humans are so unkind to what God has given to them. You see, the environment is the lungs of the earth, and you
Hmm.
are destroying your environment. You are destroying
The
your lungs
environment.
ultimately.
Please let's say that.
Is the
Please let me
lungs.
just say that so somebody can put it in the stream. The
Yeah,
environment is the
is the
lungs of
lungs
the earth.
of the earth.
And so
Yes,
if we are
and
destroying the environment,
you're
we
destroying
are
your
destroying
lungs.
our lungs. We all know what it
Let
means to
your
destroy the
lungs
human
breathe.
lungs, right?
Yeah, you should let.
Go on, Josephine. We're listening to you. Josephine just made a very
You should
important
let
point.
the. We don't have
Are
any
you
other
back?
place to go. Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
back. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
very well.
This is the only place of habitation that we have. We don't have any other place to go. So if you do all this and then destroy it, you are destroying what God has given to you. You're destroying where you should be enjoying. And it's so unfortunate. You go to the belly of the earth, you excavate, you are destroying the belly of the earth because you are looking for mineral resources. You're looking for all manner of mineral resources. That's the belly of the earth. This is the environment is the lungs of the earth. So what would be left with the ocean?
By the
Look at
time the
yourself, human being. You're destroying. By the time we're done, then we'll have nothing. We'll have nothing. And it's so unfortunate. It will be disastrous. So where does that lead us to? The ecosystem must breathe. You should let it regenerate. In some instances, you see that oceans, you see that people push in all manner of chemicals because they want to catch the fishes. And if you do that and you're done with it, what will be left with the ocean? What will be left with the land? What will be left with the environment? How do we breathe? Where does the air come from? How can the earth regenerate? Is that not unkind? Is that not inhumanity of man to earth? Not even inhumanity of man to man now, but inhumanity of man to earth. Ezinne is unbelievable the way we're going. And if we don't do anything fast, if we don't double our steps, if we don't retrace our steps, I can tell you, look at the heat wave. Have you experienced this kind of heat before? Have you experienced this kind of rainfall? And even the health challenges. When you have ordinary malaria, it is resistant to all the drugs that you have. So where do we go from here? Are we not being unkind? And all these are consequences of climate change. When we're talking about global warming, it sounded like one very massive thing. It was unattainable, it was unrealistic, it wasn't going to happen. But yes, it is happening. The ice in the seas, like the Antarctica ice and sea ice, they are all melting away. You understand? The fishes are dying. Look at what happened in Dubai. If anyone had told you in your entire life that the desert will be flooded, would you ever believe it? Would you ever have conceptualized that one day the desert will be flooded? Isn't it? Just let me tell me. So these are the consequences of what we're saying. Please stop destroying the earth. And it's all about profit, profit, profit. It is all about profit, profit, profit. If you think about humans, if you think about where you are living, you will dwell less on profit. You will dwell on humanity. And you will make effort to see that these things are brought down. The temperature is killing. It shouldn't be more than 1.5 Celsius. But I don't know where we are now. It's gone, and if it goes beyond 2.0, then the entire world will be burning. I am not gainsaying. Last year, 2023, was pretty hot. I think in history, it was one of the hottest year in history. And so Look at this year now. When you're in the house, it looks like the entire place is burning. You come outside, the air is also stuffy, the air is not cooling. So, where are we? Is it not because of what man has done? And like I told you, I didn't just start this because it's 1 million tree initiative. No, when I was also the vice president of Eco Corps, we talked so much and we dwelt so much on environmental sanitation. Do not channel into the gutters. Do not channel wrongly. Please channel safely so that humans can be safe. And it's all about preservation. So I am not a stranger in Moscow when it comes to environmental preservation.
I like that expression. I am not a stranger in Moscow.
Yeah,
Thank
I'll get
you.
you the music.
I
Thank you.
actually I like the fact that your words are very graphic. It's painting a picture for every single one of us to understand. Sometimes when they brandy these words around, they talk about emission, they talk about ozone layer depletion, they talk
Layer
about
depletion, global
desert
warming,
encroachment, global warming. It
they
sounds
give
it
you all
sounds
manner of statistics. No, we
no,
should situate it into.
it sounds so far fetched. So I am
No,
really
it's
very
not.
happy that you are
We should
driving it
situate it.
down.
Yeah,
Listen,
we should
people.
situate it into where we are. We should situate
Exactly.
it into our little environment. Look at where we are in your immediate environment. You see that houses are close to each other. Nobody's breathing. Even if you're breathing what the other man is breathing. So what is that? You are not planting trees. And are you saying that you don't know the benefits of trees? Are you saying that you do not understand how
We
wealthy the
just hold
environment
that
is?
thought. Hold that thought. We'll get there. So first of all, we need to make people to understand clearly just what is at stake here. So it's not
Yeah.
as if one is talking about preserving the environment because we think we're going to live here forever. It is
No,
so
no, no,
that we
no.
can live here fully and healthy. Most
Yeah.
times people are having conversations, they go like, the kind of diseases we have now were never there before. But if you
Mm-hmm.
cast
Mm-hmm.
back your mind, like I have just done now, listening to
Yeah.
you, when I was
Yeah.
growing up, we had trees, we had parks, we had recreational areas clearly mapped out in our estates. Growing up way back in Owerri in Imo State. And so I just want to say that so that you don't think I grew up abroad. I grew up in Owerri in Nigeria, Imo State. So I lived in an estate called Aladima, and we had a park. I am sure that
Yeah.
some people on who will come and listen to this will remember this estate. We had a park, an amusement park. We had trees all over. And parents used to take their children there, and then the young adults also used to go there. You can take a library book or something and read and sing and live. And that's how it was meant to be. And
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
everywhere is built up. Everywhere is built up. Concrete upon concrete
We
upon concrete.
live in a concrete jungle, my dear. We live in a concrete jungle. We
So
live in a concrete jungle
when you talk about excavating the belly of the earth, I
of the earth.
understand.
Yeah.
When you talk
Yeah.
about hurting the lungs of the earth, I
Lungs of the
understand.
earth.
And we
Yeah.
need to scream this thing so loud so that everybody understands that this is what we are doing when we're doing it. The reason why
Yeah.
you're sick is because of what you put in your gutter. The reason why
Sure.
you're sick is because there is no tree to give you, clean oxygen to breathe in. The,
Sure.
it goes on and on and on.
And on and on. Yeah.
I will share something with you as we progress on this show. But
Yeah.
just to bring us back and then don't so that we don't like them take off or go off tangent. I
Yeah.
remember that when I was young, they started this campaign of plant a tree today. If you cut down a tree, plant one again, or plant even more than one to replace the one
And,
you're
and,
cutting
and
down.
let me help you at that. Plant a tree today to save our tomorrow. That's my
Uh-huh.
mantra. Plant a
Exactly.
tree today and save our tomorrow. You're saving future generation if you do that.
Exactly. So
Nobody
I
says you shouldn't cut down.
So what
But
I
please,
remember,
when you
do you
do,
remember? Do you
replant.
remember that initiative I'm talking about? Do you remember when he started Plant a Tree initiative in Nigeria?
Um, Give me a sense of it.
I think
Sorry.
it was around the 80s or thereabout. I was in secondary school and they made us go tree
Okay.
planting. But after that, it
Planting,
just
yes.
died. It just died. Nothing came out of it. That's why I'm really
Yeah,
pretty
because
excited.
nobody was driving it again. It was a great
That's why I'm
initiative.
excited that you've come
Yeah.
back with 1 million tree initiative. And that's why I'm
Thank you.
praying that the passion that is driving you will bring about every resource you need to make this one sustainable. Please, could you share
Amen.
with us all about what we need to know about 1 million tree initiative
Okay.
as she goes hand?
What we do, yeah, what what we do in our organization is that we go about advocating for people to live a healthy life, plant trees so that you can breathe well, and then so that the environment can regenerate.
Mm-hmm.
What in that sense, what we do is that we have had several tree planting exercises in different places. We collaborated. It actually, like I said, started in 2020, but by 2021, we had the first exercise at Magodo Housing Estate, where we planted trees. And Ezinne, if I give you the images, footages of what the estate manager sent to me, you'll be amazed. Within those years, city dwellers, their houses are insulated. They are insulated. They feel so good. And the beauty of it is that every man planted for himself on that day. And so they were,
Mm-hmm.
yes, they were maintaining it, they were nurturing it. So it was so dear to them. I think they took a part of this um, a passion and then went into it. And today you can see the place when you're going around it, it looks like you are walking through an air-conditioned environment. And they are so happy. After that, we went down to Warri, where we started our own, what we call Schools Go Green, because we need to sink it down to the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us, we're advanced, but we need to go down to the grassroots, to the children, to the next generation. So we took it to schools and started advocating, and we started teaching them. And at that point, we planted trees at where they call Ogeado Primary School in Jedu. We planted it in collaboration um, with Rotary Club of Ekman, and they were so wonderful. We had the small youth club there made of students, and so they are the ones driving that now. And so in Lagos again, we came back to the island. There's this special school for special children. They call it as Green Springs at Lekki Phase 1. We planted trees there because we share the same vision of impacting on humanity. Ezinne, what are you giving back to the earth? Nigerians, what are you giving back to the earth? You must give something. The earth has given you so much. And the only good you do for being here on earth is by doing good. That's what Muhammad Ali said. But for me, the only good, or in addition to what he said, for me, for being here, because I don't pay rent for being here. I am stepping on a part of the land. And so what are you paying? You live in a house and you're a tenant, you pay rent. What rent are you paying to it? So the only rent I'm paying is that I am planting trees to regenerate the earth that brought me. I have a friend whose name is Etta. Her name is Etta because her parents thought that it is their own way of thanking the earth. So aside from all this, we have done so much. And sometime last year too, at Bayamaregun Primary School at Aja, we planted 100 coconuts in conjunction with Lekki Phase 1 Rotary Club. They've been very wonderful. But this year too, we're lucky, we're just privileged and fortunate to be able to get some stakeholders in corporate world who have, who are keen into our vision and the same vision of regenerating the earth and then giving the earth chance to breathe again. See, there's something that I want people to know. I think it is time we take this climate justice very seriously. Corporate organizations that are not very serious with helping the environment, I think they will need to be sanctioned because it is their duty. Some of them are the biggest polluters. You and I don't do so much. Yes, we do, but we don't do as much as some of these corporate bodies. Their emissions of the dangerous substances into the environment is so much that they need to pay. You need to pay back. You need to decarbonize. They need to clean up their carbon footprints. If you don't, you'll be sanctioned. That's the climate change that we're advocating for. That's the climate justice that we're advocating for. And that's the advocacy that we're into. People must understand what it means to help the environment. You are the one destroying it. Can you imagine in Dubai, where you have to do what we call cloud seeding? Yes, we have people who do it here in this part of the world, but not that massive. Now it's about action and reaction. You have touched the most sensitive part of nature, and it bounces back at you. It has given you much more than you ever thought of. Look at the volume of rainfall. Look at the unprecedented rainfall. So that is it. In California, some 2 years ago, the kind of fire outbreak, because companies, and some of these companies and countries are the biggest polluters. You must do something to clean your carbon footprint. If you don't do it, you'll be dealt with. How do you play in a situation where you throw in some substance into the sea, into the waters, because you want to catch the fishes? If you notice now, what we eat is what is killing us. And the earlier we understand these things, situate it into our environment, the better for us. We're not just talking about planting trees. Please take care of the environment. Do not, in fact, women have so much to do because women are the mothers of the earth. So this is the critical point. We have so allowed men and the polluters to do this. You need to plead to the conscience of men. Dwell less on profit, please. Our children are dying. Heavy floods are beginning. Every time it rains, the unprecedented flood leaves disasters in its trail. So please, women, go on your knees, plead with the men at various levels of leadership. Talk to men. That is what I am advocating. Women have a lot to do. That's why I'm also doing this. I won't stop. I won't rest until I see that there's a change. People resist change, but I'm a change agent. I'm going to make them understand that we as women, we can drive this. Plead to the conscience of men. Whenever I'm invited to an event, I am going to drive this course. I am going to tow this path. Men, dwell less, because the more you pollute this air, the more money for you, the more profits you make. But have you thought of humanity? Have you thought of children? Have you thought of women? Women go to the market. When you buy fish, the following day, if you don't cook it and then get it done that day, you'll be shocked at what will happen to it. Even the rice we cook now, Nigerians, even the rice we cook now, because we have so polluted the environment, we have not allowed it regenerate. We have not allowed it breathe. So all manner of ailments are coming on us. And it's not coming on any other person apart from humans. If you destroy your place of dwelling, I wonder where you're going to go to. And as we speak, I think some people in some corners of the world, not that I think, are very much doing everything they can to destroy and to deny that there is no global warming and that climate change is not real. But with what we are seeing now, with all that we have said now, it is not gainsaying. Climate change is real. But people resist change because it's about attitudinal. It's an attitudinal thing. You need to change. The moment you come with any effort or initiative to change people's attitude about a certain way of life, they will resist you. If there's no resistance, then you know that what you're doing is fake. You must be resisted, and you have to stand on your feet to fight that resistance. And that is what had happened to me when I started it. I can tell you that when I started this initiative, it was resisted. But today, every man is happy around me because where I live, I virtually live in a forest. I have planted trees on the street, and I know that what gives me joy is that you see some small scale shop owners, they have turned it into their shops. And am I going to live there? One good thing about planting trees is that it is not he who planted the tree that will sit under the shade.
You provide shade for several people that you don't even know about.
People.
Thank you so much, Josfyn. Your passion cannot even be trifled. It's so clear that you are passionate about what you are doing. And you've made
Thank
so
you.
many points. And I'm going to just draw on one of them very quickly, where you said, what are we giving back to the earth? We are all about taking from the earth. What piece of the earth do you own? We ask ourselves. Where
Yeah,
can we find your footprints? We ask ourselves. What's on your
yeah,
bucket list to do? We ask ourselves. But then we
yeah.
don't ask ourselves, what are we giving back to this earth? Honestly,
Mm.
sincerely, how difficult can it be to plant one tree? Josephine is not saying, and I am not also saying that the only way you can give back to the earth is by planting a tree, but we are saying that that's about
No.
the easiest thing to do. I tell you a little story. I told you I was going to tell you a story. Several
Yeah.
years ago, I was very ill, very, very ill. And hospital after hospital, they couldn't find out what was wrong with me.
Yeah.
And it got so bad that they now thought it was something to do with my mind, and they started saying it was a psychosomatic syndrome. And
Wonderful. You
I
can
said to
pronounce
them,
very well.
oh yes, I had to, because I mean, you can imagine when a doctor uses that word on you, I'm like, okay, this thing sounds like
It
something
looks
that's
like.
going to kill somebody. So I had to go and study out psychosomatic syndromes. And then I said,
Okay.
no, 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 that is not what is wrong with me and everything. Anyway, long and short, I
Yeah.
got on the plane on medical tourism to India.
Okay.
And I got into India. And I went to a very wonderful hospital. And they did all the tests, all the battery of everything on me. And guess what? At the end of the day, they said to me, you do not have enough oxygen circulating around your body.
Don't say that again.
You are not breathing in air. And I'm like, are you guys okay? I'm not breathing in air. How? Are this not my
How?
nostrils? Is this not my mouth? And they
But I'm
said,
breathing.
exactly. And they said, do you have trees in your country? Have you got open spaces? You need to go to open spaces and breathing. You need to breathe in to jumpstart your lungs. I said, I better give me medicine. Let me go and treat this thing. They said, no, no, no. This is not a medicine anything. You need to learn to breathe. And I said to myself, how? You live in a house, like I lived in a house then that, man, I never opened my windows. My ACs are on 24/7.
Very good.
If NEPA
Wonderful.
manages to take light, I put on my generator. So,
Big
which
woman.
which air are you breathing? Do you get? But I was
Yeah.
slowly killing
Ninjas.
myself.
So,
Every
see?
bacteria was inside my house. Every dust mite was in my house. I locked up all my windows and I was just busy doing what? Thinking it was the way to live. All my ACs were on
Yeah.
24/7. And it took me buying tickets to go from here to
To
India
India.
to be told,
Okay,
go
so
back to this place.
hold it there. Hold it there. And thank you very much. This is where mothers come in. It's not just about planting trees. You need to start to to change your mindset, you need to start to live a sustainable lifestyle. You need to start to live a greener lifestyle. You
Mhm.
need to clean your environment. You need to allow air into your house, and then be very careful of how you dispose your dirt and trash. As a mother, as a woman. That's why I said that women have a lot to do here. And then please stop burning. Stop burning. Don't burn. It is so disheartening that whenever we are at loggerheads with NLC is at loggerheads with the government, the only thing they do is they come on the tires and then they start polluting the air. They start burning. What has the tires got to do? Are they NLC? Is the tire part of government? So leave these tires, let them be. Leave the earth, let them be. And those are some of the areas we pollute this environment without knowing. The much you think that you're not doing, you are doing that, and then is injuring the environment. You're putting
Every
so much pressure.
single, every
Every
single one of
action you
us,
take, yes, we have a lot to do.
every single one of us is responsible for where our
Possible.
earth is right now. And
Very good.
all of us will have to take back our earth ourselves by doing just like Josfyn is doing. Josfyn has committed to planting 1 million trees. You can commit to, I will not drink water out of containers, for instance. We are
Yeah,
drinking
yeah.
ourselves to death. So
Regreen yourself, regreen the environment, help
exactly,
yourself to be a better person,
we need
live
to
a
become
sustainable life, retrace your steps, decarbonize the environment, stop using plastic bottles. Stop. In fact, there were times when we were growing up, you see that they were using, yes, when you say, they say, do you want to go back to the old times? Yes, I'm an old school. I'm very comfortable in that scheme. You know why? Because it was better for us. That was where a lot of things were greener. Now everything has become so much of plastic. We are now a plastic generation. We are now a nylon bag generation. And so, how do you live right if you do not stop that? And so, we must continue with this advocacy. I am so thankful to God that I have actually veered into environmental journalism because um, given the backdrop of this environmental campaign and advocacy, I know that journalism on its own has given me a platform. So it has given me a greater platform to to highlight the ills, to highlight the difficulties, the challenges, and the issues, critical issues in environmental preservation. So that's where we are, and the advocacy must continue. This project was not designed for any other thing but to stir up this kind of conversation in various areas across board, so that at the end of the day we will be talking about climate change, talking about climate science, climate justice, pollution, and then preservation of the environment. So that's the essence of all of this. And like I said, women are the greatest drivers of this. Don't forget that as women have come a long way. When they say we're agitating for women to for gender equality, no, we have almost equaled men. Give me a sense of where women have not held leadership positions. So it is for you to make an impact positively wherever you are. And what is most important today on the front burner is this environmental issues. So if you're there, you should be able to lend your voice. It can never be too much. Women cannot be too much in this campaign. We cannot be too many in this advocacy. Let women come on board. As they say, let's put more men on the job. Let us put more women on the job. Let women come on board and let us drive this. And I can tell you, because women are passionate, because they have softer voices, and men listen to them, we will be able to change the narrative. We will be able to change that which I'm clamoring for. And at the end of the day, we will all live a very sustainable and greener life. So let us put hands, let us join hands so far to drive this cause.
thank you
I
very
want to
much.
thank That is why, because we share the same vision, the same mission, the same ideology on the impact sustaining the environment and then mitigating the impact of climate change and saying that we preserve the environment. I want to thank corporate bodies who have come on board with us. We have
No, no, you're going to
the
pay me money. You're going to be telling corporate
I'm going to
people,
pay you for
great,
advertorial.
great,
I
let me
know.
continue
And
my
if you
program.
came to Sun newspaper, you will pay us. So let's leave it at that. But I want to thank
Oh
them.
my
They know
goodness!
themselves. Thank you
Oh
so
my
much,
goodness!
my partners. We
Okay.
are very grateful. And Ezinne were very grateful for stopping me. Otherwise, I drive. I would have driven further than this. Maybe jump over the fence.
You know that
But
kind of
let's
thing.
leave it at
Okay, so
that.
let's just get back on track. You know, when you were talking about
Okay.
um seed clouding,
Cloud
cloud seeding,
seeding. Yeah.
yes, in
Yeah.
Dubai. You know, when that happened, I just thought about the people that were trying to build the Tower of Babel.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you see, we are taking, are we not taking
Isn't
this
it?
in the business?
Sorry, you don't have a Bible. You don't have a Christian name. Oh. Are you not a Christian?
My name is Rosemary. I'm named
Wonderful.
after
My name is Josfyn. I'm a born Catholic. Thank you.
yes, I was born a Catholic. I am
Yeah.
a baptized, first Holy Communion, confirmed Catholic.
Okay.
Okay, so now
Sorry for
back to
that
what we're saying.
digression. Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's good. So I was thinking to myself, are we not taking this injunction of go and dominate the earth too far?
Mm-hmm.
That we're now beginning to artificially maneuver and manufacturing. And then
Yeah.
the owner of the earth just decided to show us what he can also do with when we just try a
Yeah.
little bit. So instead of us trying to try ourselves and in the process destroying our earth, because a lot of things were
Yeah.
destroyed in Dubai, for instance, it's just because
Yeah.
they have system that works that they didn't collapse. If
Yeah.
anybody
They can
tries
clean
that
up.
thing here in Nigeria, listen,
In
in the
fact, we'll
next
go
10
into
years,
extinction.
the next 10 years, that is if we survive. You remember those
The
Lekki
impact will
flooding?
be so massive.
Exactly. You remember the Lekki
I will
flooding
be
of the
very
2021?
lucky. Yeah.
The day we had like, at the time we had like 3 days rain or 7 days rain that houses in Lekki were going under and everything.
Yeah.
Some of
Yes.
us have still not even recovered from that. So
That's yeah.
it's the kind of thing that scares me. And this is the kind of advocacy I want to put myself behind. Because as mothers, why go through 9 months of carrying a child and then birthing a child, and then you bring a child into this earth that you are now not sure whether it's going to be good or bad for your child? You know, somebody said to you, do you
Yeah.
want to go back to the old? Somebody said to you, do you want to go back to the old times? Wasn't that person safer in the old times? Didn't that person feel a sense of healthy environment,
Yeah.
community, living, and all of that? That person drank clean water straight from the tap. That person ate
We
good,
have become so
healthy food.
artificial. We have lost it.
Exactly.
We have
So
lost it, and we're losing it the more. If we don't continue to campaign for a cleaner environment, someday you will see that some houses they'll just collapse right inside their own houses, even right in themselves. They will collapse because
let me tell you
all
something.
around them is all filthy.
Let me tell you something. There's a house I saw in
Yeah.
Holland, and that house was built with
Mhm.
mud,
Yeah.
and green everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you now think that okay, if I decided to build a house today and I use mud, they will say, what's wrong with Mrs. Akanem? What's her own? She's
No,
not
it's
mud.
more insulated. It is
No,
healthier. It is
they will say,
healthier.
I am not modern. You see,
Yes.
we're wanna being more than the wannabes. I don't get it. And in the
But
process, we're
even the
degrading.
wannabes themselves are retracing their steps. Because there are some places you go
Exactly.
to and you find out that they are beginning to live like the old, like people in old times. They live in mud houses, they use thatched roofs, they drink from the local pot, And then they do everything because they have so much engaged in the artificial and urbanized lifestyle
Wow.
that they
Do
have
you
seen
remember water
the
from the earthen
difficulties.
pot?
Yeah, that's
Do
what
you
I'm
remember
saying.
water from the earthen pot?
Yes,
Did your
it's
grandma have
different, it's
earthen
cooler.
pot? Exactly.
We did. I
Technologies
am
have
a
gone
village
way back.
girl. I come from a remote village where everybody knows everybody. You know, so
Technology
there
has gone
and
way
there,
free.
but
And then
because
we now wake up.
we are city people now, we are city dwellers, and we are killing ourselves. But it's better in the village. You eat fresh food, you eat fresh vegetables. Here, everything is carbonized. Everything. In fact, when you buy vegetable today, if you don't make use of it today, well,
It
by
will be gone.
tomorrow
It will
it's
be gone.
all gone. Yeah.
Okay.
So those
So
are some of the things.
yes, we could go on and on and on. Could you tell us
Yeah.
about your forthcoming program so that we can see how to key in? I know that you do have some corporate sponsors, but there can be somebody on the stream today who wants to be able to key in, who wants to also give back to the earth. What's the
Yeah.
program all about, and how can we key into it?
Yeah. We are celebrating the World Environment Day.
Mm,
Every year, stakeholders, government, and individuals and NGOs, they come together to celebrate it. And so on that same day, we are joining the rest of the world. 1 million tree initiative is joining the rest of the world to commemorate it. In that vein, we have mapped out a place at Omole Estate Phase 1 where we are planting trees. And the program starts by 10 o'clock and then goes on and on and on. And so we're hoping and we're praying and we're inviting people to come in to join us. Come and plant a tree. Come and see the need for you to plant a tree. Come and see the need for you to preserve the environment. Come and see the need to join forces with others to mitigate the impact of climate change because it's right before us, it's here with us, it's no longer fable. With all that we have said, it is right before us and is a reality. And I am passionately pleading and talking to relevant agencies and then those who are biggest polluters to go back and start looking for ways because we're all looking for ways. Look for your own ways to um to decarbonize. Look for your own ways to clean up your own footprint, and that way carbon footprint, if you are able to do it, you can engage others, you can do it in your own corporate um um way, but please do something. That's what, so that together we can live a healthier life, so that together we can give back to the earth that has brought us in, so that that same way we can thank the earth and everyone will be happy and will live a more sustainable future for generations to come, not just for me.
thank you
The
very
event
much.
is on 5th of June. The event is on 5th of June. The event is on 5th of June at
you
Omole
know,
State Phase 1.
everyone just finished a journalist, so she
So
has to hammer
she
on it
can.
so that it can
Yes,
enter
yes.
your brain, so that you will
So
not
that you
miss
can
it.
hear.
So
If
you will
you
not miss.
don't hear,
I'm going to
then if
copy
you
this
don't hear,
okay,
thank you
that's
so much. Thank
beautiful.
you, thank you, thank you, Ezinne.
So
Thank you
please,
so much.
as we wrap up right now, could you please speak to us on the significance of our land, our future?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Our land, our future, that's the theme. The theme of this year's celebration is land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience. This edition of the World Environment Day focuses on land restoration. We must take back our land because it belongs to us and God gave it to us. And you were saying that, He said, go and dominate, but He didn't say go and destroy. Dominate is different from destroy. He didn't say go and destroy. He said go and dominate. So we are going to fight desertification and drought resilience. How do we do that? If you plant trees, you are impacting climate resilience. So much so that even in the north, trees are used to fight desertification. And that's what they are doing in the north and the most desert-prone countries. So what stops us? And I can tell you that the essence of this day is that it is the 30th anniversary of the United Nations Convention to combat this desertification. So we can't afford not to be part of it. According to the United Nations Convention, to combat it, up to 40% of this planet land is been degraded already. 40% of where we are is been degraded. So we must do
We
something
are
to
fighting for the
regenerate it.
60%.
You must do something. It is directly affecting half of the world's population. And that is why there is food insecurity. You don't have land to plant anymore. You don't have land to plant anymore. If 40% of the land mass is already finished, so where are you going to plant? And that in itself has its own economic consequences. Let us not talk about trillions and millions of naira. The number and duration of drought, if you know what it means, you'll be shocked. It's increasing. It's increasing. And it was 29% since 2000. But now it has gone higher. So we must do everything. I am
I
not giving
absolutely,
you this statistics to
I
shock
love
you, but
my
I
guest.
can tell you, please don't be shocked. It's
I love my
realistic.
guest. I love my guest. She says since 2000. I have a question for you. The
Yeah,
question says,
yeah.
the question is,
It's 2000.
yeah, the question says, please, is she saying we should stop drinking water from plastic bottles and nylon bags?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I say yes. Because the chemicals that is being used for these things, yeah, we need to. We have paper bags. There are, if we are able to produce, it's just that where we are in this part of the world, we are not a producing country. We are not a manufacturing country. We would have said if we are able to. But in some countries, they are beginning to, conceptualize ideas that will change what we are using as nylon bags. Because, my dear, it is also not healthy. It is also not healthy. And it is not degradable. It takes millions and millions of years. So it will be with us forever. I am not a prophet of doom. I am not trying to make you feel
No, but that's
like
the
the
fact.
world is collapsing the next
You
second.
are not
But
prophesying.
nylon bags and yeah, they do not they are not degradable. So we must look for biodegradable lifestyle, biodegradable means of living, and that way we will be healthier. We have become a generation of nylon bags.
You are not even prophesying because it's a fact. They are not degradable. That's why
And
we
and
use
I
it.
can tell you, as in land restoration, like you have said, is the only key pillar of the United Nations decade on ecosystem restoration. It is the only one since 2021 to up to 2030, and they mean it. And so we must key into that vision, and Nigerians must key into that vision so that we can reclaim our land, so that we can regenerate, so that we can combat desertification. It's as simple as that. When they sound so high sounding, it looks like what is United Nations talking about? But they are telling you the truth. Yesterday I was reading in New York Times that scientists have just come up with that. They said that in the last 12 months has been the greatest and the hottest number of months. The last 12 months. So, and if you remember what happens in your home every day, sometimes you wonder, is there no air? Is there no air? The same way it affects you, so it affects every other person. It's been hotter, it goes hotter and hotter by the day. And we can only bring down the temperature by what we do, by our own action. It's action and reaction. We give to
Mhm.
nature and it gives back to you. It says, no, you
Mhm.
can't do this to me anymore. It fights back. So let it not fight us. And we're not ready
Exactly.
to fight it again.
Exactly. So we could go on and on and on that this topic is hydra headed. I don't even want to get started
Wait.
on the fact that it is not every water that is water. Some of the things that we
Yeah.
actually
No,
drink as
no,
water
no, no,
is
no, no.
actually
Don't talk
poison.
about that.
So
If you see
I
what you think is water, you will run.
so I think we as human beings need to become more intentional about
Yeah.
when we talk about putting value back into yourself, it all encompasses all of that. It is, yes, we are looking well put together right now, but if our environment is also not
Mm-hmm.
well put together, the environment will not be able to sustain us, and we will not be able
Yeah.
to see. And the thing is that in this part of the world, we don't even have the system nor the resources to fight back, assuming the environment decides
Mm-mm.
to go gaga. I remember,
So,
was it in 2022? I was there in the UK on the hottest day in the
mm,
world, and these people had made announcements and to educate their people and everything and everyone, and at every point in time they provided water. They provided water on the trains, everywhere that human beings were gathering, the government, they were giving free water. Who wants to give you free water if you get very hot and dehydrated in Nigeria? It was so hot the
we don't
houses
even have
were.
what it takes. Do you have, where is the Ministry of Water Resources? Who is
Uh-huh.
going to give you?
That's why I said let's not go there.
That's
Do you understand?
no,
So
no, no.
when
That's a
we
different
know
topic
that
for
we are
another day.
now our own government, so to speak, we're in charge of our
Yeah.
lives, and let us do the little that we can, that if all of us key into will amount to a lot. If everyone planted one tree today in front of their house, everywhere will be fine. In fact, I dare say that if we start planting, government will come out now with a paper on regulations on how to plant and where to plant. And that will be very welcome so that we can do it in an orderly manner and in a fashion that is good for every single person. It has to be sustainable.
Let me tell you, Ezinne, let me tell you, it's all about collaboration. You
Mhm,
can do it with people in your community.
mhm.
Collaboration is the new legal tender for me. I say it again. Collaboration is the new legal tender in this business and in all
In life,
sustainable businesses.
yeah,
Yeah.
in life. You
Yeah.
collaborate with
So you
people
must,
and you
yeah,
get
with
more
people,
done.
community engagement, then you make it a holistic approach. Go to the market, go to the church. That's what I do. Everywhere I'm talking about it. I go to the church women. I go to schools. I go everywhere. Even in my community, when I go on holiday, I do it. I put people together and I tell them this story because we must start from our own environment. We must start from our own community. We must start from our immediate environment. They say that charity begins at home. You can't be speaking this high sounding grammar and you're not starting from your community or your immediate environment. It will be foolhardy. So you have to start from where you know, and where you know they listen to you more. They hear your language. They understand you. The church people, they are my church people. They are
So,
members. They listen to me. The school children, they listen to me. And it gives us some sort of a sense of community life. It gives us sense of friendship. It gives us sense of community advancement and development. We all see ourselves as people who are thinking towards the same goal, who are working towards the same goal. So that's the the reason we are doing all this, because the impact is not on one person. That's why I listen to Bob Marley more. He says that when it rains, it doesn't rain on one man's roof.
everybody,
And I can tell you that climate change has no territorial integrity. It has no
everybody,
territorial integrity. It
we are
has
all
no
feeling the heat.
territorial. Yeah, everyone will feel it. So
We are all feeling the
everyone
heat.
must come on board. Yeah. So
Thank you,
that's
thank
it.
you, thank you, thank you, Josfyn. It's always a delight to talk with you. Unfortunately,
And
time
thank you so
is
much.
knocking at our door. So
Time is not
quickly,
our best ally forever. Time has never been our best ally. We must do something about this
exactly.
time.
Well, we'll just keep
Thank
running
you so
alongside it
much.
and see how far we go. So, looking ahead,
Thank
what
you.
are your goals for the 1 million tree initiative in the next 5 years, 10 years? It's taking United Nations 30 years to get here. So, tell us, what's your next 5 years, your next 10 years vision, your plans? Share with us.
Ah, it's not a big thing, but our goal is that in the next couple of years, we would have been able to inculcate in Nigerians the culture of taking care of the environment, the culture of planting trees, the culture of preserving the environment, and the culture of living a sustainable lifestyle. That's the most important thing, because we must transform our lifestyle, transform your energy, transform, work more. You can work more. When you work more, you see that you live healthier. If you live
Mm.
a sedentary lifestyle, you will see that you are ebbing away. And it's all boils down to what we're saying. So that is our goal. That in the next 10 years, we would have been able to, put up a framework where Nigerians can all key in, and then we won't be talking this much. Everybody will just wake up and say, oh, let this my tree not die. I want to go and nurture it. The one I planted last year, I want to see how it's doing. And that way would have insulated everywhere with 1 million tree. And that's the initiative. That's the aim of this initiative. Thank you so, so much. And thank you very much for having me.
You see, that stray bullet had to come and hit me. I should not have asked this question. Because you know how to
What
say,
is?
walk everywhere, walk more, walk, 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 walk,
Yeah,
walk.
because walk. You need
Oh.
to walk. Walk out. You can't walk too much. Walk. You started walking. That's why your
Okay.
parents were happy when you were a child. If you didn't walk, you won't be a Ezinne. You won't be
You
here.
know,
So start walking back. Walk
exactly.
again the way you walk like kids.
Okay, so thank you so much, Josfyn. Thank you for coming on the show today. It's always a
Thank you
pleasure to have
so
you,
much.
and I enjoy your wealth of knowledge every time we have a conversation, and this is no different.
Thank you so much.
Um, yes, everyone. The date is 5th of June. The place is Omole Phase 1. And the program is Plant a Tree Initiative by the 1 Million Tree Initiative. So get ready, drop by. You can buy a tree, you can buy a seedling, carry them that day and get to Omole Estate Phase 1 gate and ask for Josephine. You will find her. I assure you, planting trees. And then you can join. You can plant a few of your own. And then you can invite her to come to your own estate too and do the same thing. You can invite her to come to your schools and do the same thing. Your hospitals, the churches, even the big organization, the companies, you can fund her. She's ready to plant in any part of the country where you want trees planted. She has volunteered herself and her organization. They are planting trees. Just provide her the trees, give her the access, name the place. They will be there to plant and bring you evidence that they planted. And you know what I love about her more, or the organization? They monitor their trees. I know that
Sure,
ever since
sure.
I got in touch with them last year, I have been getting pictures of trees. You know the way people
Sure.
send you pictures of themselves on vacation? Josephine sends me pictures of her
Uh-huh.
trees
That's
doing well.
our own. Ezinne, let me tell you, I slay with the ecosystem. I have nothing to slay. I slay with the ecosystem.
Did
I
you
slay
hear
with
that?
the
She
earth.
stays with
Yeah,
the ecosystem.
I have nothing else than the earth. I slay with the ecosystem. I see young
That
people and
means,
women slay on Instagram. I slay with the ecosystem and the
oh my
trees.
God,
That's where
that
I
is
dwell.
huge. That's a huge one. So just know that so long as you sign on this program, you're going to be slaying with the ecosystem and you're going to be giving
Very
back to
good.
the earth. All right. The World Environment Day serves as a reminder of the critical need to protect our natural world. It
Yeah.
encourages governments, businesses, communities, and individuals to adopt sustainable practices. The underlining keyword here is sustainable practices, to reduce pollution and enhance efforts to conserve biodiversity. I love
Diversity.
this word.
Yeah, let's save our biodiversity.
Biodiversity. Through various activities such as tree
Yes.
planting, cleanup campaigns, and
Yes.
educational events. What we're
Yeah.
doing now is one of
You,
them.
you can actually go into
Educational
advocacy.
events,
Don't plant trees.
creating
Just be talking.
awareness. That's my
Yes.
own. And Josfyn's own is planting the trees,
Trees.
and ultimately we will conserve the earth and then achieve biodiversity. Okay. So this World Environmental Day inspires collective action towards a healthier, more sustainable planet. And our guest today, Josephine Oba, is a true champion for this cause. Let's go support her 101%, I would say.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
everybody. Dear listeners, we should all be like my guest today, contributing in our own small measure to keeping our world habitable. You decide what your own flute is and begin to pipe it, begin to blow it. Whether you're
Begin
going to
to
go
slay in that your corner.
exactly, whether you're going to go into advocacy, whether you're going to go into speaking, whether you're going to go into whatever, find something in all of
Something,
these
yeah.
environmental things that we're talking about, preserving nature and preserving our world. Find what floats your boat and stick to it.
And then
See,
stick to it.
nothing is done overnight. It's taking the United Nations 30 years. So
Yes.
definitely, if you're starting today, you're just starting your first step in a marathon. Yeah. So this is where
And
we
no
wrap up today's
time is
program.
late. No time is
Hopefully,
late.
you will not allow me to wrap up this show. You see, but I'm going to wrap
No
up this show.
time is late, isn't it? No time is late. Start something. Plant a tree today and save it tomorrow.
So this is where we wrap up today's edition of the show. It's been another amazing one. Follow us on all our social media handles at Upypu with Ezinne. And don't forget, the Upypu Women Conference 2.0 is here. If you were at the UpU conference 1.0, then I don't need to tell you, you don't have to miss the 2.0. We started building bridges from within UpU conference 1.0, and now we're taking it a step further. We are going through the fire and triumphing in adversity. So come join us. August, I'm going to borrow Josephine style now. Come join us. August 31st. The date is August 31st. August 30. Did you hear me? August 31st at Ebony Life Place, Victoria Island, Lagos. But then, of course, we have the virtual attendance as well. So please go on to www.upuconferences.com and find out everything you need to know about the UpU Women Conference. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Our lineup of speakers, our faculty is amazing, phenomenal women. All you will be super, super, super blessed that you came. Big up to everyone that is involved in creating this magic every week, starting with you, our dear listeners, our guests, our advertisers, callers, the engineers on duty, the amazing UpU team. Thank you for tuning in every single one. We look forward to bringing you more inspiring stories and expert advice in our next episode. Until then, save our planet. Give something back to the earth today, right after this show. Today, don't wait for tomorrow. Josephine says, no time is late, but please start today. Yeah, my name is Ezinne Kufrekanem. Until I come your way next time, is up you from Josephine and I. Up you, Josephine, up you.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Hope
Bye.
you. And thanks and bye.
You're welcome. Bye.